Hi, I'd like to comment on Max's latest video I watched regarding Hartlepool by-election or election, and the interview by the BBC of two supposed former Labour voters who are now voting for the Tories. Then Max was really feeling this stuff absolutely. I mean, the comment and explanation, quote unquote, provided by those two people, he felt that very disheartening, and in a sense it is. But the question is, did they really say what they really think, right? And my take, it's all their reasons or supposed reasons are actually excuses. Okay, so my take is rather that those guys really reject the Labour Party they embraced before, and whatever can use to justify this decision is okay. Right, so it's why they use reasons which are not, can be really quickly debunked. So first thing, it's the explanation from Max saying that yeah, they've been lied and they accepted it. I don't think so. Okay, so even if they've been lied, they know it. Okay, and it's their choice to read the Brexiteer and Tories and bad press and media in the UK, rather than something pretty honest. Okay, so it's so I don't think the media are for anything in their choice. Their choice is theirs, right? It's not something they've been told to do and they followed for unknown reason. Okay, so now so what needs to be explained is how you move from the Labour to the Tories. Okay, and in Hartlepool, people are talking about a massive defeat of the Labour Party, but it's not new. The actual defeat occurred and happened in 2016 when, at the Brexit referendum, people in Hartlepool, how much Labour they voted as 60 or 70%, something like that, in favor of leaving. So this is when the Labour Party got outed. You can so this, we just see the logical consequence of a change that occurred in 2016. So now the question is, how did they come to become Labour? Okay, so we can say maybe that before the question was not being erased. Okay, fine. And therefore it's a little bit new for them. Okay? There was a referendum on Europe a long time ago, and majority, maybe not those guys actually. So how, as a Labour voter, you move to Labour and then logically to Tories? So what is to be a Labour voter? It's, to me, I think it's a strong identification to a social status of worker, member of the working class, and something like that. Okay. What is Labour? It's a strong identification not to a social status, but to a national or racial, because in this case it's more racial, status. So basically when they vote labor, they say, I'm first of all a member of the working class, and I vote according to my interest as a member of the working class. Whereas when they vote as Leaver, they vote first of all as a member of the English country. Okay, so they identify themselves first as English, and the problem is identifying yourself as English is actually giving into the English supremacy. Boris Johnson is, even though is not explicitly recognizing it, but promoting everything that has been explained about the bad behavior and the total lack of respect and of Boris Johnson for Scotland, for Wales, even for Northern Ireland, is that, right? So recently, some crazy Brexiteer have promoted the solution for Northern Ireland issue to just cut the rest, the Ireland from the rest of the EU, right? Meaning what? Like someone said in some comments, it's because those guys want to impose on Ireland the British rule, which is actually the English rule. And they want to do that not only on Ireland, but on Wales and on Scotland. It's why when Max said, yeah, I don't want to use this term of second-class citizen, yeah, it is. They are second-class citizens for Boris Johnson and the Brexiteers, right? So they want to enforce and impose the English rules on those guys. It's why they are so much against devolution. Okay, so once we see that way, okay, so it's how is it possible for someone to basically move away of his or her social status identification, right, to a kind of national, ultranational, and supremacist identification. Okay, so I think we should not underestimate the power of corruption supremacy has on people supposed to benefit from this supremacy. Okay, so when you consider yourself as English first and you can see some benefit, so to speak, in being supremacist and feeling superior as compared to others. And this works also in the US or even in France. It's the same thing, right? And it's related to this story of the big replacement, right? The big replacement, it's people who think that they are separated from the rest of people living in the UK and in the Commonwealth, right? They are separated and they want to keep themselves separated. And this is the root of white and, in this case, English supremacy. And it may work with some people, right? So so now the question is how to fight that. I think there are two ways. But mostly it's to put people in front of their responsibilities and make them pay for the damage they create, right? The problem with being English supremacist or supremacist in general, it's you have to treat others like shit. Let's face it. Okay, so you think you are superior, so you have to treat others like shit. People from the rest of the Commonwealth because they are brown, black, or whatever, right? Or people in Europe. So you want to beat them, you want to this kind of stuff. So they need to face the consequence of becoming hostile to people. Okay, and you've got an example with that, with the vaccine. Okay, so treated the European like shit, getting vaccine in their back, and what's the result? Now you've got European Union against you, and limiting, even blocking the export of vaccine from Europe to the UK. Basically, when you refuse to cooperate, these are some potentially negative consequences, because people are not going to help you. So they need to face that. So the hostile behavior they've got against others, either the Commonwealth or the European Union, they have to pay for it. It has some consequence. The second thing, it's as leaders, they have to face the consequence as well, meaning that a lot of people have lost their jobs. Some industry have been wiped out. They have to pay for that. It cannot be free ride. You wanted to leave, you have to assume the consequence and to support the consequence of that. So in Hartlepool, I think what should be done, it's go door to door and ask the people, are you a leaver? If so, here is the address. You have to send a check for compensating the people who you have defrauded with your leave staff, people who have lost their jobs. The industries are being wiped out. You have to pay for that. You have to assume and support the consequence of it. So the question is, I'm not sure we can really hope to convert those people to better ideas, but we have to stop them, and I think we can. It's the same thing in France, in the US, and everywhere. Okay, so we have to stop them, not by trying to convince them, because they are basically not convincible, but to put them in front of their responsibilities and make them pay. That's it.